here to understand how exactly the refrigeration process takes place, and we do have a demonstration by using a refrigeration test rig. So before going to that experiment, actually let me know about what is a refrigeration process and refrigeration effect, and why it has been an essential equipment or a device which is widely used in entire world. So the refrigeration is a process of cooling down any particular substance to well below a temperature of atmosphere and maintaining that temperature for a certain period of time. So that's a challenging task in the scenario of very high or a variation in the variation in the climatic or weather conditions. So refrigeration process keeps the substance well below the atmospheric temperature for a long duration, thereby reducing its metabolism rate and by increasing its life cycle or life of a particular substance. So this is an overview or a very important understanding of refrigeration. So what is the refrigeration effect? Refrigeration effect is amount of heat that is extracted continuously from a substance with a respected area of time. So to maintain its temperature well below and by increasing its life cycle is what the refrigeration effect. Effect always deals with the time equation. The rate is what very important. So to understand this, we have to demonstrate that on an experimental test rig. So that is what we have a digitalized system to ensure how exactly the refrigeration process works with. So for an efficient working of an refrigeration system, we require essentially 4 important components. So like evaporator, compressor, condenser and expansion valve. So these components are connected in a sequence in such a manner. The refrigerant, which is called as a medium, which passes through all the components in a systematic way, thereby extracting the heat from a substance or a perishables which is placed in a cooling space and continuously dissipating that heat to the atmosphere, thereby keeping the substance cool and increasing its lifespan. So to do that effectively, we have a systematic arrangement of these components, and let me look at that how these components are built up to demonstrate this experiment and to understand in a better way what is a refrigeration system. Right? Let me come. To start or to begin with, to look into what's exactly the different components that has to be sequentially connected. So what we are looking at, this a container kind of, so this is a freezer, or you can call it as an evaporator. What we are kept here to look into how the water heat dissipates out and it changes its phase from a liquid to the solid. That's a frozen kind of a substance. And this is entire system is an evaporator, and which in turn is connected to a compressor. What you can look at this black cylinder kind of a thing is a compressor which is reciprocating in nature. We have a different types of compressor. We are going to use here a reciprocating kind of a compressor where it is working on a quarter HP, the compressor. So henceforth the evaporator in turn is connected to the compressor, and we do have a thermocouples which are placed here to determine what is the particular temperature of a refrigerant which is passing through that between that two components. And once this evaporator is connected to the compressor is in turn connected to the radiator, which is nothing but a condenser, which in turn is connected with the fan, so which ensure there will be a dissipation of heat and it condenses the refrigerant, which is in the form of a vapor to a condensate. And this entire system, what you can look at, this entire system is what called as a condenser, and that condenser is connected into a valve where the expansion valve again it is connected back to the evaporator. So this is what. So what we look at it, this is a radiator which basically works on the principle of heat exchanger, and this is what we'll call it as a condenser. So this condenser, which in turn connected by the compressor, which is a reciprocating compressor here, and in turn outlet of the condenser is connected to a throttle valve which is going to look at here. So that's a throttle valve or an expansion valve, or it can also be a capillary tube, and that outlet of the capillary tube is connected to an evaporator. So this forms a closed cycle. This forms a closed cycle, and we know that there is a refrigerant which carries heat from a refrigerant, which carries a heat out of an evaporator and dissipates the heat out, and the same refrigerant passes through a ducts interconnected with all the components, and again it comes back to the evaporator, completing its one cycle. So this cycle of circulation of refrigerants will be continuous until and unless this evaporator achieves a particular temperature. So till that point, so the refrigerant will be continuously circulating over this entire components and forming a closed loop. So with this, we have understood how these components are connected each other, and let me look into how each and individual components contributes themselves for effective working of the refrigeration system. So what we are looking at is an electronic entire system, which in turn is interfaced to the components, which components undergoes an experiment and gives out the data. That data is manipulated and is displayed on two platforms. One is on the computer platform, the other is on a console or an LCD display platform. So to look at the data, so we have a console here. So switching on the console switches on the panel there to look at what exactly the message will pop up out. And we do have a changeover switch here. This changeover switch changes the particular experiments to be conducted. Here we do have two experiments. One is on air conditioning and other is on refrigeration. So changeover switch gives you which particular experiment do we need to conduct or demonstrate. So the changeover switch represents one for a refrigeration unit, the two for air conditioning unit, and this setup is done. Henceforth, after that we will straight away move into what exactly the data that will be displayed on the LCD screen. So it is popped up with a message, PC is not connected, press cancel button to start from the panel. So I'll go with the starting from the panel. So I'll just go with the cancel button. So that represents, and again and second message is popped up representing press up arrow for air conditioning and press down arrow for refrigeration. Earlier I told you the changeover switch, I have changed it to an 1 representing a refrigeration. So the experiments what I want to conduct is a refrigeration. I will press an down arrow, henceforth it will be connected to an refrigeration unit. Now one more message has popped up that indicating to switch on the compressor and press enter to continue with the experiment. So I'll go with switching on the compressor button, which is again onto the panel. So once I switch on the compressor button, we can hear a huge sound that comes out. So that is what I'll start off an compressor, and once the compressor is switched on, I'll go with an enter key to ensure the data will be processed and will be displayed onto this LCD panel. So the data what is displayed, we are having a representative respective temperature values T1, T2, T3, T4 and T5 and so on. So my particular experiment, to this experiment I required only, so you can see that the temperature, the values have been displayed on LCD panel. So the T1, T2, T3, T4 and T5 and so on. So for this experiment I required only the first 5 temperature values, and if you look at it, the other remaining rest of the data are also showing the voltage supplied, the current supplied in amps and voltage in volts, and the pressure values, 2 different pressure values, so P1 and P2. And if you go to the temperatures, how these temperatures are extracted or how they are read is by the help of thermocouples which are placed in between the components at their respective locations. So if you want to get a clear picture of how exactly the temperatures are extracted out of it is, so the readings which are extracted from the demonstration of that experiment is displayed here. You can see the circuit diagram where we do have different components are connected in a sequence. Already I have explained in the beginning of the session. So you have an evaporator, in turn is connected to the compressor, the C, and that compressor is connected to the condenser is connected to the throttle valve, and again throttle valve output is connected to the evaporator. This forms an circuit, and we do have a fan which is used for condensing there. And through this circuit, the refrigerant R134 is made to flow through it, which is called as a working medium. So henceforth, the refrigerant when passes through the evaporator, we do have a thermocouples placed at respect to the locations where the T1 is a temperature thermocouple which is placed between that particular cooling space. So as we got the data from the particular experiments conducted and through the panel, so electronically, and now we will ensure the data what we obtained can be calculated on theoretical means, and we'll see through that we'll compare the theoretical values with the experimental values, and we'll get the certain COP value there. And to look at that, we have an observation table. So in the observation table, we have the temperature, the power, and the pressure bars. We have two different pressures, and we'll look into temperature 1 representing temperature at the compressor inlet, T2 is the temperature at the compressor outlet, and T3 is the temperature at the condenser outlet, and T4 is the temperature at the evaporator inlet, and T5 is what the temperature inside the freezer, that is what evaporator. So and we have a power inputs. So power is the voltage into current. So that voltage was around 227 watts, and the current was around 4.08 roughly. So we will get an power, what is the power that is inputted in, and for that particular power, so the work what you are supplying, we need to have as a respective amount of heat to be dissipated out. And we do have two different pressures values, P1 and P2, which is at low and high. So the P1 pressure, lower pressure will be at the expansion valve, and higher pressure will be at the compressor part. So henceforth, this gives you an observation which has tabulated here. So by using this data, we will do a calculation putting that into an respective formulas. So we have to be determined is a coefficient of performance. That's the objective of the experiment, and COP is given by the general definition. It is H1 minus H4 by H2 minus H1. So the enthalpy difference. So the enthalpy difference to the enthalpy difference at the work supplied, the enthalpy difference at the heat extracted to the enthalpy difference at the work supplied. So H1 minus H4 represents the difference in enthalpy when the amount of heat extracted. So the numerator term can also be called as refrigerating effect, and the denominator term can also be called as the amount of work input in terms of power. So this was enthalpies which can be extracted with respect to with the respective temperature values and the pressure values by using a psychrometric chart either, or this data can be also extracted by the data which are available on the thermodynamic data handbook. So the H1, H2, H3 and H4 values are extracted for the respective T1, T2, T3, T4 and P1, P2, P3, P4 values from the respective data handbook, and substituting that values here for the COP will get the COP value. That COP the value will be between 1.2 to 2 for vapor compression refrigeration system. And again we have to find out what is the amount of the work that you are inputted for extracting a tons of refrigeration. So that is HP by ton, and we have a small thumb rule or a very simple the equation 4.715 by COP. By substituting the value of COP which was obtained earlier into this value, we'll get what is the amount of power that has to be supplied to convert the water to 1 ton of ice in 24 hours. And we need tons of refrigerant. So what is the amount of tons that we are generating out with the amount of power supplied is the multiplying factor is power into the value which is obtained by HP per ton, gives you a total ton of ice which is produced from the water which was at 24 degrees from the 24 hours, and that too are resulted here. The coefficient of performance gives in the refrigerant and tons of refrigerants in the tons. So this is what a small brief explanation about the calculations which are related to the refrigeration, that is vapor compression refrigeration system. Thank you.